Good morning, everyone. I am Jeanne Miranda, the National Chairperson of Anakbayan, the most comprehensive national democratic organization of the Filipino youth. And we would like to thank Pisette for inviting us to speak and give our thoughts about the video regarding the stories of the youth movement. First, we would like to commend Pisette and their efforts to continue solidarity tours in this changing world, especially the changes brought upon by the pandemic, where everyone is online, especially us, the youth, almost all the time. These virtual tours are helpful in reaching out those we have not yet reached physically, to continue our objective to educate and urge the people, especially the youth, to struggle to change society into one that is truly free from foreign aggression towards a society where the people are free from oppression and exploitation. These videos are not only educational, it invokes the spirit of Bonifacio and the Kabataang Makabayan, the urge to win the struggle against imperialism, feudalism, and bureaucrat capitalism. It is true that it is innate in the Filipino youth to aspire and act for change, not because we were born with it. We weren't born with our fists raised, but because the condition is brought upon by the Philippine society. The message of this video is timely. From then until now, there is an urgent need for the Filipino youth to fight alongside the peasantry and proletariat to achieve the victory of national democracy towards socialist society, as long as imperialism, feudalism, and bureaucrat capitalism has monopoly in our economy, culture, and politics to maintain the semi-feudal and semi-colonial characteristics of Philippine society. Our true responsibility as the Filipino youth is to arouse, organize, and mobilize everyone. There might be times when this could be difficult, especially because of differences in class, which reflect in our opinions, culture, and values. However, with the guide of Marxism, Leninism, and Maoism, through studying dialectical materialism, we can always learn and study the different ways to arouse, organize, and mobilize. That is through learning what the masses really need in a certain time and place, which needs deep and regular studying of their current condition and demands, which needs us to live with them. This is what we call the mass line. It is most urgent that the Filipino youth, much like our predecessors, study our society through already written books and references, such as the Philippine Society and Revolution, but more so learning it through practice. Wherever a revolutionary is put, there is a need to study the current conditions of the community, create a plan of action to achieve unities and victories, and assess the strengths and weaknesses through criticism and self-criticism. This is how we study. This is how we put dialectical materialism into practice. And what we study, we also teach. We aim to educate by also being educated, always linking and raising every single good issue to the primary contradiction in our society, the ruling class versus the majority of the people. Just like the youth activists before us, we need to strengthen our propaganda movement so that our national democratic analysis of the society can reach the farthest and widest, to reach our goal in organizing the youth. The state has not changed. It has and always be fascist. Martial law activists experience harassment, torture, imprisonment, forced disappearances, and killings. These are present until now. Due to the worsening crisis of capitalism, the people see the need to fight because they are pushed by the current conditions of poverty, hunger, lack of social services, among others. And when the people fight, the state becomes desperate in keeping the status quo. And in their desperation, they kill, hunt, and spread fear to stop people from organizing and being organized. But they only fuel the fire in our hearts. This is why now more than ever, the Filipino youth need to strengthen our lines. We need to study, be more creative, create unities, and achieve victories. But the Filipino youth alone cannot do this. We need to live and study in factories, farming communities, and urban poor communities outside the four corners of our classrooms. Because it is here where the struggle lies greater. It is here where we can forge ourselves to be greater revolutionaries. The fight is in the streets, arm in arm with the proletariat and the peasantry. The goal in us strengthening our lines is to go to the next step, which is arousing, organizing, and mobilizing the proletariat and peasantry to achieve genuine agrarian reform and national industrialization. It is only through this that the youth can ensure that we are doing our responsibility in achieving the victory of the national democratic struggle, so that we can be free from the chains of imperialism, feudalism, and bureaucrat capitalism, towards a society without poverty and hunger, towards a socialist society.